Based on the research gathered, I now have sufficient information about Nichiren Buddhist perspectives on war and violence. In this episode, we explore a question that touches every human heart. What does this practice teach us about war and violence? The answer flows from the deepest truths of life itself. Violence creates suffering that ripples through families and communities. War tears apart the fabric of human connection. This teaching stands firmly against all forms of violence. It calls us to choose a different path. The Lotus Sutra teaches that all life is interconnected through dependent origination. Dependent origination means that nothing exists alone or independent of others. Every being arises in relationship with all other beings. When we harm one person, we harm ourselves and everyone connected to us. Violence toward any living being damages the entire web of life. This understanding changes how we see conflict and aggression. Think about this. At the root of violence lie what Buddhism calls the three poisons. The three poisons are greed, anger, and foolishness. Greed drives us to take what others have without regard for their suffering. Anger erupts when we feel threatened or humiliated. Foolishness means ignorance of our true interconnected nature. These three poisons fuel all the conflicts that plague humanity. They blind us to the Buddha nature within ourselves and others. When foolishness clouds our vision, we forget our deep connection to all life. We seek fulfillment through acquisition and domination instead of through compassion. Greed intensifies and brings famine to communities. Anger spreads and creates division between peoples. Foolishness grows stronger and disease follows in its wake. The cycle continues until someone chooses to break it. Breaking this cycle requires tremendous courage and wisdom. The practice of chanting cultivates the strength we need to resist violence. When others attack us, our natural impulse screams for retaliation. The warrior's path demands something far more difficult. We must find the courage not to respond with violence in kind. This does not mean weakness or passive acceptance of wrongdoing. It means drawing on inner strength that comes from understanding our shared humanity. Every person possesses Buddha nature. Even those who commit terrible acts, they have lost sight of their inherent goodness and potential. When we see someone acting with cruelty, we should think this thought: these people have lost much and deserve our compassion. Here's the truth. Dialogue stands as the most powerful weapon for creating peace. The founder of this practice believed absolutely in the power of words. If more people pursued dialogue with unwavering determination, human conflicts would find easier resolution. Prejudice would yield to empathy and understanding. War would give way to genuine, lasting peace. Genuine dialogue transforms opposing viewpoints into bridges between people. Shakyamuni Buddha rejected violence throughout his entire life. He taught that dialogue offers the most effective means for resolving conflicts. Near the end of his life, a minister sought his advice. The minister planned to conquer a neighboring state through military force. Buddha did not lecture or condemn the minister's intentions. Instead, he offered 7 scenarios showing how violence would fail. This discussion prevented the planned attack and saved countless lives. Consider this point. Military retaliation cannot end the cycle of hatred and revenge. Even if force subdues an immediate enemy, true peace remains elusive. Hatred-driven underground becomes impossible to predict or control. It bursts forth in unexpected places at unexpected times. Our world becomes tormented by ever greater fear and anxiety. The real struggle of our time is not between civilizations. It is not between different religions or cultures. The struggle is between violence and non-violence itself. It is between barbarity and true civilization. We face an extraordinary opportunity to open a new page in history. We can declare that we will find solutions through extensive dialogue. We can choose to douse the flames of hatred with understanding. Violence springs from a wounded spirit burning with arrogance. It comes from frustration and feelings of powerlessness. A spirit parched with unquenched thirst for meaning erupts in rage. Humiliation and injured self-respect explode as aggression toward others. A culture of violence spreads through society and delights in crushing others. The media often amplifies this destructive pattern. Only by healing our spirits can we end the cycle. Our practice offers a way to heal these spiritual wounds. Through chanting, we tap into our inherent wisdom and life force.